Well,
Yeah.
well, yeah. No, it wasn't great. No matter how many times we revisit this movie hoping for a different outcome.
It's always the same.
Yeah, it has been for 20 years now.
Yeah.
Notice nobody's really celebrating the 20-year anniversary of Halloween Resurrection.
Yeah.
No one's even thinking about it. It's just off the radar. I was so excited when this movie came out.
Yeah.
I really was. Even though I wasn't thrilled with H2O, I was just glad that we were getting another one. You know, I kept thinking at the time, we thought it was done, actually. Okay, we watched it again. What do you think, Voice of Reason? By the way, welcome new subscribers. We got a bunch of new subscribers, so welcome to the channel.
Yes, welcome.
And of course, welcome all our old subscribers. And if it weren't for you guys, we wouldn't have new subscribers.
Right, most definitely welcome.
Yeah, our buddies.
Welcome.
Thank you all.
And welcome back.
Anyway, so yeah, let's get into the topic before I piss anybody off. Halloween Resurrection.
Yeah.
We tried, guys. We gave it a whirl. Let me say the first thing that's weird. Do you think it's odd that Laurie Strode is the narrator at the beginning, only to be killed off 15 minutes later?
Oh.
Have you ever heard of a movie where the narrator gets killed off immediately?
I'll be honest with you. I didn't realize that was her.
Yeah, she made a little couple comments at the beginning where she said something about, it was really a pointless statement, something about heaven and hell, and there's a light, and you got to follow the light. And all that.
Yeah.
So then she's deceased. And then what do? They do another intro, but this time with that guy who's obsessed with serial killers. He was an inmate, and he's like Michael Myers, born June, you know, that guy. And I felt like, okay, well, now you're introducing the movie twice, kind of. You know, it was a little different the second time. He was really introducing Michael, but I thought those were odd decisions to have like a little narration twice in the first 15 minutes. One from someone who wasn't going to be in the film for very long.
Yeah.
And also, I think when the prisoner said his, it was a cool enough line. It could have been done well, but he really delivered it badly. Like he just felt like he was reading it right off a script. Yeah, and then Michael Myers, born such and such, killed so many people, and now he's back. It's just, I was like, we couldn't get another take, or he seems a little bit more like you could have done that badass. You could have delivered those lines in a way where it's like, oh, here we go. And instead, I just sat there going, yeah, okay, whatever.
I don't know. He wasn't in an asylum, though. You know?
I don't care.
So
I don't care where he was. I feel like he should have carried out in a better way. Anyway, how about the death of Laurie Strode? Did you like that?
I was shocked by it. I mean, not when we watched it just now, because that's not my first time seeing it. But the first time I saw it, I was like, what?
I got to tell you.
Gone already?
Everyone kind of bags on this movie, and I do too. But I think the first 15 minutes are actually good. Yeah. Despite everything I just said.
I feel like it's almost like two separate movies. There's a mini movie.
Yeah.
It feels like the real movie. And then the rest of the movie is, I don't know what that is.
No. And let me point something out, too, because Rick Rosenthal is the director of this film. And he's the director from Halloween 2. Not Rob Zombie's, of course, but the original Halloween 2.
Okay.
It feels weird saying the original and then throwing a 2 at the end.
Yeah.
But Rick Rosenthal directed this. And, you know, Halloween 2 has kind of like a cult following. A lot of people really love it. I don't think it's great. I think it's cool, and there's times I really enjoy it. But overall, I don't think it was all that well delivered. And there was some excitement that, they're using the Halloween 2 director. This is going to be so good. It's going to be so good. Well, okay. Here's what you got. Yeah, like you said, it felt like two movies. It felt like a little mini movie. Yeah. And then a really drawn out, poorly executed, cheap B movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you what else, too. Once the movie gets going, like once Laurie's gone and we are now focusing on these new kids, I got to be honest with you, it felt more like a Friday the 13th film than it did a Halloween film. Yeah. And it really conformed to almost everything. The kids weren't in the woods; they were at Michael's house. But you had one guy like playing these pranks and trying to scare everybody, and then you had the kids kind of all turning on each other a bit. And it really wasn't following any of the tropes that Halloween is known for. They even kind of played Michael a little bit more like a Jason-esque character, I thought. Yeah. And they did some of the same jokes too, where like, you have someone else in a Jason mask. Yeah. And then he goes up to the actual Jason. Yeah. And he's like, hey, motherfucker. And then Jason destroys him. And like, we basically kind of got that same type of thing here. Right. Yeah, really just bad. And a lot of the scenes too, this director acted as if we cared about these characters. Obviously, nobody gave a damn about any one of them.
No.
But there was that whole thing with, I forget her name, the redhead woman, and then she like wants to make out with the one guy. It was a whole thing, and it just was really going nowhere.
Yeah.
And I thought, geez, I'm not the only character I kind of cared about at all. I don't even remember her name now. Was it Sarah, the main character? The main.
I think so.
Right.
Yeah.
She was good. I know that actress from a few other things. She was good because I think whenever you take a very sweet, like nice, innocent character who doesn't want attention, you get all the people who are like that themselves to like her. And then she kind of appeals to everybody else anyway. Even the loud dipshits are like, well, she's lovable. You know what I mean? She's innocent and sweet. So she was kind of likable. But oh boy, everybody else. It was funny. When Laurie died at first, I'm like, yeah, get rid of Laurie Strode. Yeah, let's move on to some new people. Then, when the movie ended,
what you wish for.
yeah, I guess, because the movie was ending, and I'm like, can we get Laurie Strode back for a few more scenes? That was a lot better than this. Like, I'd really like to get her back now. So,
see?
Yeah. So, when this movie ended, I think one of the worst things, too, well, look, let me ask you guys this in the comments. I've got to know. All you guys, man, all my buddies here, Byron, Blackest Eyes, Gary, Keith, guys, let me know. I must know. Do you think the worst jump the shark moment in the entire history of Halloween happened when the Kung Fu started, the martial arts got introduced into this film? Because, like, to me, I remember sitting in the theater and just going, what in the fuck? Are they really going there? Like, it was surprising to me because usually when horror films throw in martial arts or like comedy throws in martial arts, it's just because they know that was popular at some point, that, you know, kind of crowbar it in and it makes things more interesting. I never thought Halloween would have to stoop that low. And again, this was the same director who did Halloween 2, that a lot of people really think is like a great film. So
how did it go awry?
Oh my God. I just thought this movie, I just kept trying to force myself to hang in there with. Every time I've seen it, every time I'm like, I really don't want to do this. I'm hanging in there because it's Halloween, but it's just not well done. And there's so many things that should have been better. The one thing I'll tell you, once again, we go back to to the gift that keeps on giving, the story of Michael Myers' house. Every movie seems to have to boil back down to that. You know, it's always like his house. They're going to go back to his house. Everything except for Halloween 4. His house is almost always pretty pivotal in one way or the other. Yes. You know, well, a couple others. 2018, I guess it didn't matter. There were a couple times it didn't matter, but essentially they like to come back to Michael's house a lot. And in this movie, I'll give him credit. It's kind of unique to say, what if a bunch of kids had to stay the night in his house? Okay, that's sort of a good idea, but it was just executed in such a bad way. And there's the worst, you know, one of the biggest laughing moments for me in this movie is there's a scene where they're texting the kids inside the house. The other kids are texting to warn them that, like, you know, where he is. Yes. And at one point they send a text like, he's right behind you or something. And they actually took the time to use an exclamation point. And I'm thinking, split seconds, guys. Every second counts here. It's life and death. And yet you needed proper punctuation to illustrate. They're like, they couldn't just say behind you, like a quick abbreviation. It was like, he is behind, whatever the line was. It was like way too long, and there was an exclamation point. I'm just like, why the fuck would you exclamation point?
And texting was not the same in those days. So
No, 2002 was a whole different world.
Right.
But I do defend this movie a bit because I really do think that the Laurie Strode death was really well done. Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was kind of emotional. Yes. And it was. And you know what was clever about it to me is that Laurie essentially beat Michael. I mean, she really did beat him. Yeah. She trapped him. She hung him. Well, you know, upside down. Right. She got him. And then, so really, I would call her the winner. It's just then in the end, she really fucked up, right? When she's like, I got to know for sure this time. Yes. I'm not doing another one of these movies. Mistake. Yeah. So then he was able to beat her only because of that. It was a lot like in Cobra Kai when Robbie kicked Miguel off of the balcony. It was only because he only had the opportunity to do that because Miguel decided to stop fighting. Yeah. He apologized. He actually full-blown stopped fighting and apologized. Right. This was similar to that. It was like, well, we know who the real winner is, but all right. Yeah. So
I appreciated the whole Sarah Connor vibe, you know, with Laurie Strode in this one. You know, she's in a mental facility and they think that she's catatonic and nuts, and she's faking the whole time, and she's being very devious and planning, because she knows Michael is going to come after her, and knows that he's out there and coming back, and she set up the whole thing on the roof secretly. Didn't, you know, she was stashing her meds so that she wouldn't be impaired. So I kind of, you know, that was fun. That was a good, I thought that was a good twist for Laurie Strode.
I thought so too. I do like that. Again, the first 15 minutes are mostly good.
Yeah.
The only thing though is she actually kind of looks like Sarah Connor. So it was like so ripped right out of Terminator 2.
Yeah.
You know, like she spits out the pills, and everything was like straight from it.
Yeah.
She's extremely badass.
She just wasn't doing the chin-ups.
Yeah, that was about the only difference. So I don't know. And then here's my big complaint. We'll finish with this. The ending, when Michael is finally supposed to be dead, which again involved fire. When Michael's finally supposed to be dead, and then he just wakes up at the very end when he's just like, da, da, da. That's a very Friday the 13th kind of thing. It's a very lower class kind of horror film thing to just, hey, we set him on fire, we burned him, we did all these things, we beat his ass. Oh, he's back. Oh, it's
never
like
mind.
There's no rules. There's no anything. At least at the end of Halloween 4, he was, you know, kind of gone, and someone had to save him. You know, there was at least a little bit of story there that could have worked. It kind of worked. This, I just thought was really dumb that they just, he's still going. Oh no, we're going to have another one. And then we never got another one. Yeah, I don't know. I'm telling you, because for a long time, people really defended Halloween 2. And I can sometimes, I can get into it. But for the most part, objectively, I don't see it as a particularly strong film. I have my moments. But when people were so excited to have Rick Rosenthal direct this, and they were like, it's going to be great. I thought, is it? No, it's not. So, I don't know, guys. Let us know in the comments what you think of this movie and what you think of this review.
Don't forget to hit the like button.
Yeah, please like and subscribe. You know, we need your support to keep this channel growing.
We sure do.
We're having a lot of fun. And so many of you guys, really, we appreciate seeing you in the comments every time. It's really fun that we have this little network. So
yeah, we're enjoying it.
Yeah, a lot. We'll be reviewing all the other, well, we'll see, but hopefully all the other Halloween films as we draw closer to the big holiday. Yeah. So anyway, thanks so much, guys. We'll see you tomorrow for another great video, and we'll see you in the comments.
Thank you.